Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. It's the full body exercise that can improve everything from your heart health to your posture. Here to show us the proper way to do a plank, we welcome back personal trainer Jodie Swanegan. It's so nice to see you.
You too.
I feel like the plank is something we all think we know how to do, but we probably all have done it wrong at some point.
Well, I also think that there's just so many different options.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes it's just knowing what to do and how to make that change, and then, you know, body placement. So nothing wrong with checking form and technique, that's for sure.
Because it's a great way to engage so many different parts of your body, but you want to make sure that your form is good.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're working through any type of injury, issues, discomfort, or if you're just getting started, it's important to, I think, to start with a modified or an elevated plank. So then we just check on form and we kind of assess, how does this feel? Do I feel like I have this? And then progress from there. So first option would be finding a stable surface that's elevated so that you're able to put yourself into a plank position, but assess kind of how your body feels when you're in the plank position. So placing your wrists right up underneath your shoulders, and then when you walk your body into that plank position, you might want to stay with a foot pulled underneath. So that you're able to kind of think about drawing your elbows in, wrists in line with shoulders, slight chin tuck, and then making sure our shoulders stay drawn down and our abs are braced. And then when we feel like we're ready for it, this is what we call a static hold. So we're going to hold steady here and assess, how does my body feel? Are my shoulders locked down? Do I feel like I have good core engagement? You know, is my body feeling okay? And I'm actually already starting to shake
I know,
in the elevated position.
Really start feeling it.
Yeah, and then for a dynamic movement, once we feel like we've got good form and technique here, we might begin with a knee march, like a mountain climber. We might add some alternating gentle toe taps side to side, or even gentle heel lifts, leg lifts, where the heel's leading the way. So that would be where I would suggest beginning with a plank, and then we start with that static, the hold, and then progress to the dynamic where we're starting to add some movement.
That was a lot already.
I know. So the progress would be coming down.
You looked amazing doing all of that. I'm thinking I would need like a full 60 seconds just to get in place for each sort of change.
Yeah, and honestly, I would say start with even 15 to 20 seconds and then come up out of it. Sometimes it's nice to get kind of just a, you know, get your wrists kind of just roll them out a little bit, just a gentle pull back, just to kind of, because sometimes it's areas of the body where we're focused on our core being, you know, drawn in, but we're also working upper body and shoulders and down the spine and the back and into glutes and down the legs and everything. When we're in a plank, it's full body, but our wrists start to sometimes, you know, maybe feel a little uncomfortable, or our lower back. So coming up out of it and just giving your body a break, and then maybe another additional set. But
where can we progress from there?
So progressing from here would be moving your way down maybe to the floor. And so we'd be doing a kneeling plank. So from here, we'd come forward into that strong plank position, and we're assessing, gosh, how does this feel? We have our wrists again line up underneath our shoulders. We draw our elbows in close to our body. We have a little micro bend of the elbow here, and then from here we might do alternating knee lifts, where we're just progressing here. We might start to go into some wide knee climbers, so we're just bringing the knee out nice and wide, and then we assess from here, gosh, how does that feel? Making sure we have good form there, and then we'd go into that static full plank here. So first we start here, engagement right through midsection, drawing our belly in. We're making sure we've got everything nice and solid, and again the shake starts to occur. And then from here we would begin just like we did with the chair. You can go faster, you can go slower, you can come out wider, and then you can start to incorporate some arm reaches,
that is really hard.
Some side work, you know, you can lift. We can lift. There's all kinds of jazzy fun.
You're amazing. Holy cow.
It's just progress from where we're at, where we start.
I'm always wondering if my feet are placed right. Do you want them sort of hip distance apart?
Yeah, so when you start with a static, the holding plank, we want to think about our legs coming out, from the hips, so we have that alignment as we're coming into this position here, or if we lower our knees down, so we just have our toes anchored. Now, if you start going into some of the movement, so some people would go into potentially maybe an alternating shoulder tap. I like to widen my base with my feet because this starts to happen, and we want to try and keep the hips as best we can squared. So maybe a wider base so that there's less of the lifting of of hips, if that makes sense.
We can do it. Now, I've seen people do things where they lower to their elbows too. Is that a different kind of variation?
So there is. So you can do either an elbow or a low plank.
Okay.
You can be on your knees. You can be up off the knees. Some people come into prayer position. Yeah. So that engages more. It kind of takes the work a little bit more into the core. But it's all working the core, whether you're posted up or
as long as you're feeling something and you're protecting your body with good form.
Good form.
We don't want to get hurt.
That's right.
Cause more problems.
That's right.
You're a superwoman. Thank you so much. This is
Thank you.
everything we need to know to get started, wherever you're starting from.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
We will have more on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.